unbroken ties to Aboriginal law, culture, and customs. We respect the traditional owners of the lands and waters we inhabit and acknowledge their elders past and present. We celebrate the enrichment of Aboriginal communities around Australia. We recognise the lasting impact of colonisation and dispossession. We salute those who have fought for the rights of First Peoples. Their legacy is our guiding light today and always.
I can't take it anymore!
Good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good morning, Blurtstars, wherever you are around the world. You are listening to the new Blurt.
You absolutely are listening to the new Blurt. Good evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you may be. If you're listening to this as a pod in your car on the way to the gym, good evening to you, or afternoon, or whenever you're listening to it. Anyway, I am Keely, aka the Kegsta. Tonight, I'm coming to you from Wurundjeri country of the Kulin Nation of the Wurundjeri people. Sovereignty was never ceded, always has been, and always will be Aboriginal land. Tonight we have got a magnificent show for you. It is a sad-ish night, but in the fact that Wencee, the absolute brilliant co-host of this show, and has been for 179, 180 episodes. Oh, there you go, episode 180, will be off to Thailand, but we will talk a little bit about that later. So that is a little bit of a teaser for the end of the show. So there'll be lots of machinations with that, with our shows coming up in the future, but they'll also be particularly interesting because they'll be via Thailand and via Melbourne. So be lots of different aspects and perspectives. But for tonight's show, we have many perspectives and aspects, and some of them are the Paralympics is on at the moment. So Wencee's going to have a chat about a couple of things he's been watching. I'm going to have a chat about the medal tally. We've got why was Putin not turned into the International Criminal Court yesterday? I'm not quite across that one yet. Kyle and Jackie O tried to do their show in Melbourne, and Melbourne just gave them the big bird, which I'm very, very happy to announce. Yes, Kyle and Jackie O has tanked in Melbourne. Hopefully they'll fuck off and go back to Sydney. Because we don't need that shit here. Anyway, that's Keg's rant for the show so far. Also, a museum welcomes back a 4-year-old boy who broke a Bronze Age jar. In case you're not aware, as our title says, 3,500-year-old jar. And he said it was like that as he got there. As they normally do, the little 4-year-olds. But anyway, also sweaty corn. Should you eat it? Probably not. Do you already? Who knows? But we'll talk a little bit about sweaty corn as well in Blurt Around the World. Trump Watch tonight. We have where are the Trump cases now? Also, there's a little gift from brilliant actor Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman has been in many, many things. He's been in Parks and Recreations. I think he's probably been in The Office, some say it's the American version. He's been and lent his voice to quite a few animated series, movies, etc. And tonight we have a little gift from him for Orange Head. So that'll be interesting. So that'll be cool. We got On This Day tonight. We haven't done On This Day for a while. Basically, we talk about what happened on this day and so many years ago, and maybe different countries, etc. What were the interesting aspects on this day? And to wind up the show, we have got What's on the Box, which is all about what are we watching on our streaming services, or on the TV, or even at the films, because you still can do that apparently, and we do quite often. And talking about that, the Melbourne International Film Festival has just wound up in Melbourne, and it's been a fantastic success, I believe. I think most sessions were pretty much sold out, and the films that I saw in the festival were sensational. So we've got lots to look forward to in the future with that as well. But before we go any further, we need to do this, because we need to welcome Wencee.
Hello, greetings everyone. Before I do get started, I do want to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we gather today, the Turrbal and Yuggera people. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and I recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture and their rich traditions and storytelling, as we do on this show as well. And I extend my respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today, if you're listening or watching.
Beautiful, beautiful as always. Good evening to you, my friend. You're getting all excited and clammy and, all ready to go.
Not ready. If I could turn the camera around in here, you'd see the office is a third of what it used to be, but still quite a few things to do. And upstairs, we've still got more to do. So still got a few long nights of packing and cleaning. So we'll get there.
Yes, I'm sure you will, because you actually fly out, this Saturday, is it?
This Saturday evening, late Saturday, after 11 p.m. I can't remember the exact time. And it is an overnighter.
Thai Airways, I assume?
No, flying Vietjet of all airlines into Saigon. And then I think a few hours layover in Saigon in the airport, and then fly over to Bangkok.
Oh, okay. And is that purely because of cost, or?
Yeah, cost and convenience. Either way, you've got to do 2 flights. We could have travelled to Sydney or Melbourne and then direct to Bangkok. Either way, we have to do 2 flights. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you can't get a direct flight from Brisbane straight out?
Not sure about Bangkok from here. I know Vietnam you can go direct, but we're looking at costs mainly.
Yeah. Oh, well, fair enough too. Absolutely.
Cost and ability to carry big suitcases. Because I'm not sure if you've said it on the intro or before. We are going away for 6 months, so we do need a lot of suitcases and full of stuff.
It's very true. I know what it's like when we moved to England, 10 years ago now, but we were the same. Big suitcases, and you just, day by day, and you crack on, sort of thing. So, but yeah, obviously we'll miss you, but from a weird sort of perspective, in a way, it doesn't make any difference because you're up in Brisbane anyway. So, it's just going to be
a bit further to get back to Melbourne, isn't it?
That's true. But I think you're going to be 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you're recording.
So that's right. So it'll be a very convenient time for me.
What time are you going to start work?
5:30 or 6 in the morning, depends on how long I've slept during the night, because that translates back to 8:30 or 9 a.m. here. So I still want to work the same hours.
It's 2 or 3 hours, isn't it? And with the daylight savings.
We don't have daylight savings. Also, that's going to be interesting. So it might be 4 o'clock once daylight savings hits.
Yes. Because we do have daylight savings. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't think Thailand does daylight savings. We'll find out.
That'd be interesting. That will be very interesting. Something else very interesting. Paralympics. You have been following a bit. You've been watching a little bit.
I have. Been quite interesting to watch some of the sports, I guess, that we don't ever see at the able-bodied Olympics. Here are 3 that I have been watching recently. I'm just going to play a little bit. I won't play it all.
A bit of show and tell. Nice. Okay. Beautiful.
Yes, definitely some show and tell.
Nice.
This is, I don't know, I hope I pronounce it right. I'm assuming it's Italian. Boccia.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to bocce. Yeah. Or pétanque, as the French say it.
Pétanque,
The boccia competition continued at South Paris Arena
I was watching
on day 3 of
one.
the 2024 Paralympic Games.
Yeah, so it's very similar. Combination of lawn bowls and
the
bocce.
Pressure rose. The crowd were left stunned as world number 1 Sonia Heckel failed to qualify for the knockout in the BC3.
So the assistants, from what I gather, moved the ramp for the athlete, but they can't face the pitch. So
In
they've
the
always
men's
got their back to
individual
the pitch.
BC2 quarter-final, a moment of magic from Thai Warawut Sengampa sank Tokyo 2020 gold medalist Sugimura Hidataka 18-10.
It's a bit
The
happy.
number
definitely
one
happy about it,
female
yeah.
BC2 athlete
Definitely
in the
happy
world,
about it.
Great Britain's
So
Claire
yeah, I was watching
Look at
a
that!
bit of
Oh my God!
Taggart
yeah,
secured her spot in the semi-final with a win
That
over
is
Young
awesome.
Hiu Lam.
isn't it?
And that would be enough to take.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying watching that one. The other one I've been watching is Goalball.
Oh, yeah.
Goalball is a game for the low vision impaired athletes.
Okay.
Three aside, and there's a goal, obviously called Goalball. So they throw the ball, and the defenders, the three on the other side, have to block the goal. So it's going to.
It was another intense day of goalball in Paris.
So the athletes have to
People's
wear
Republic
eye
of
masks
China's undefeated run
to make sure that
continued
they don't
as
see
they
anything. Then they
defeated
wear
Egypt
a
on day 3.
goggles on top
Yang
of
Min
that.
Wan scored 4 goals for China. The Tokyo 2020 silver medalists emerging as strong contenders in 2024.
So they can block with their hands,
But it
legs.
was the women's competition that caused the most excitement for the fans. 4 goals from Sevda
Oh, it's interesting the
Altomova
way they do it.
took Turkey
Like
Yeah.
they've got
to a
all these
comfortable
little
5-1
strategies,
lead
the
over
way that
Israel.
they
Yeah.
But a spirited
roll it or
second-half
bounce
comeback
it or
forced
like this
things
one.
down
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the wire.
Yeah,
Finishing
and
5-4
the ones
at full
throwing
time.
the ball, it's amazing. Can you imagine
Hosts France came
having your eyes
agonisingly
closed
close
and
to
then
their
doing a
first
360 while you
win. Late goals
fling
from
the ball
Naval
to the
Bike
other side?
and Elias Uni
You know,
I'd be
weren't
falling
quite
over.
enough as Team
Because I'm
USA
not
closed out the
vision
match
impaired, I didn't
5-4.
even sort of think about that. And
Yeah.
yeah, that
Islamic
would be,
Republic of Iran
yeah, we
caused
wouldn't
the
know where
shock
we
of the
would.
day in their
Yeah.
match against Brazil.
That's
The 2020 gold medalists were leading 7-4
So,
with less than 9.
so that's one. That's another one I've been enjoying, and the other one that I watched, I think it was last night, blind football. So as in soccer,
oh wow,
uh,
blind soccer.
blind soccer. So this is where they literally, again, the low vision impaired will have cushions or masks on their eyelids
Yeah.
taped on, and then they put on a big set of goggles, black goggles, so that they can't see any vision at all. So even though they're low vision impaired or blind, completely blind, they still go
Yeah.
through those motions.
Right.
Yeah, so this is it's about the size for blind football. I think it was a little bit bigger than a basketball court. They have barriers on the side, so the ball is continuously in play. So there's the ball doesn't go out like in traditional soccer. And then you got the goals, and they shoot for goal. The goalie can be low vision or not visually impaired, so you can have a regular sighted athlete as the goalie.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so I'll just press play
Eiffel
now.
Tower, the second day of blind football.
This one I did
kicked off.
enjoy, actually. Not that I didn't enjoy the other two, but
Pool
I
B,
found this one
Colombia
quite
couldn't
fascinating.
replicate their opening day victory and held reigning world champions Argentina to a 0-0 draw. Their second goalless draw of these Paralympic Games.
That's nuts.
So
Yeah, no, I've
for
watched
those
that.
for those listening on the podcast,
Meanwhile,
you have
Tokyo
blind people
2020 bronze
literally
medalist
running
Morocco
down the pitch
secured their
with their
first
arms
win,
in
defeating
front,
Japan 1-0
making sure they don't
and
bump
joining
into
the
each other,
South
and they still
Americans at
do.
the top of the standings with
but
4 points.
The ball obviously has a whistle in it or some sort of bell,
Right.
so they can hear it. So when they're playing,
In Pool A,
the
Brazil
crowd is meant
continued
to
their
be,
winning streak with a 3-0 victory over
as
France.
quiet as possible, so that the players can hear it. Same as the previous sport I showed you, goal ball. Everyone's got to be quiet, and you'll hear the ref as they're about to play. You'll hear them say, "Quiet, please! Quiet, please!" Yeah, so it's been quite fascinating.
Like the crowd needs to be quiet type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they can only
that's-
hear once
yeah.
they've scored a goal or in between.
Overcoming Turkey with
gameplay.
2 second-half goals.
It's amazing.
After a 0-0
Absolutely
half-time
amazing.
score.
Oh, and it's a different shaped ball and everything. It's,
Yeah, a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
To make history in blind football.
But yeah, they listen for it, so you can see them as they're chasing the ball. When it hits the barrier, for example, they'll turn left or right, depends on where the ball's gone, and they'll follow it by listening. So yeah, it's amazing.
I wonder if those little snippets will get done by the IOC again.
I'm sure they will.
But put the links in the show notes anyway.
Yeah,
so
the links
that'll
will be there.
I'll tell you what. Just watching that makes me very sweaty. And
hang on, before you go on to that, you're going to give us a medal tally. Medal tally.
Oh yes, I was going to give you a medal tally. The medal tally is that no surprise, People's Republic of China has got 43 gold.
Wow.
I know they have
that many.
Yeah, they've got a heap competing too. And Great Britain's coming second on the medal tally in front of the United States, which actually doesn't surprise me because I know that Great Britain put a lot into the Paralympics, and I know that the United States of America doesn't do anywhere near what they do for the Able Olympics because that's just the US. But Australia's, we have 8 medals at the moment, and we actually have 2 silver medals in the boccia.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, we have a men's individual and a women's individual.
Cool.
So that's been pretty cool. And there's para athletics. Looks like they've been doing quite well. Got a silver in the men's and 4 bronze, 1 in the javelin, the women's 200 meters, women's 5,000 meters, and the women's javelin throw. So that's pretty cool too. That's a para athletics. Para cycling track, we've got 3 gold medals. Men's time trial, women's time trial, women's individual pursuit. I would actually enjoy watching those, but I just haven't got there. So that's on the track. And para swimming, they've got 2 gold medals as well. Men's 50-meter freestyle and a mix 4 by 100 medley relay. 34 points, Australia. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that one means. Need
to look up what that means. And believe it or not, we've got one in para table tennis, a gold medal in para table tennis. Women's doubles, Lee and Yang. So that's pretty cool.
Excellent.
And para triathlon as well. Lauren Parker, well done to you as well. And the wheelchair rugby team has got a bronze medal. So well done to you as well. So that's what we are.
The wheelchair rugby, or murder ball as they used to call it.
Yes. Do they not call it that now?
I don't know. I still hear it. I know it by that, but it's what they used to call it.
Yeah, definitely. They did absolutely used to call it. So
it's pretty brutal.
It is. It is absolutely. I remember we watched wheelchair basketball in England years ago, and I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't tell the difference between wheelchair rugby and wheelchair basketball, apart from the hoop. Apart from that, it wasn't a huge difference.
In the wheelchair rugby, I know the difference. The defending athletes in their wheelchairs, I think they were wider wheelchairs to be able to defend more, and the attackers had narrow ones, but also wheelchairs that made them good for speed.
Yes,
obviously you want to be able to go real fast when you're attacking. So,
absolutely.
I didn't know that until I looked up the rules and went, oh, cool.
No, I'll definitely have to. What's on Channel 9 Live? Is it? Or SBN?
9 Live, or on their app, or if you've got Stan and you've got the sports package in Stan, it'll be there as well.
Okay, so you can actually watch it live on the Paralympics app, can you?
No, the 9 app, the Channel 9 app.
Oh, the Channel 9 app. Right,
Channel 9 app. Yep.
Got it. Well, as I was saying before, talking about sweaty, there's been a discovery in sweaty corn. And why is this a problem? Well, it actually is quite a bit of a problem because meteorologist Barbara Boosted learned about corn sweat after moving to Nebraska, where late summer humidity spikes occur due to the corn plants cooling themselves. This phenomenon is particularly noticeable in the Midwest, and large cornfields seem to release moisture simultaneously. You could imagine how sticky and hot and horrible that would be in those climates. So climate change has increased corn production for ethanol and intensifying corn sweat. The warmer temperatures expanded corn acreage to lead to more plants releasing more moisture, resulting in stickier, more humid summers, especially in the Midwest.
Wow.
So that sounds pretty horrible to me. This is a new word for me and probably the show, and it's a bit of a cracker: evapotranspiration dynamics.
Oh, what was it?
Evapotranspiration dynamics.
Evaporate, transpiration dynamics.
Correct.
Okay.
So basically, that is when the corn's at its peak release of moisture.
Peak moisture.
Yeah,
Peak
moisture
sweatiness.
release. That's it. That's it. In July, now just listen to this and then just think about it for a second. So in July, this happens with soybeans adding more humidity in August. So the USDA's Dennis Tody highlights factors like rainfall, crop methods, and influence this process, which is increasingly affected by climate change. So climate change experts like Dr. Lou Ziska, who's an associate professor of the environmental health sciences at Columbia University, confirms that rising temperatures due to climate change are increasing plant water loss, contributing to the higher humidity. And the demand for corn for ethanol production also exacerbates this issue and contributes to global warming. So, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Speaking of problem,
Yes.
Putin has arrived into Mongolia. He's paid them a visit, arrived yesterday. And this is to celebrate the 85th anniversary of the defeat of Japan that the two countries fought during World War II. So Russia and Mongolia kicked out the Japanese from Mongolia all those years ago or decades ago. But as we know, Putin's started the Ukraine war a couple of years ago now, and he's been tried by the International Criminal Court and has been found to be guilty of instigating that war.
By one of your friends that you've spoken about on this show.
Yeah, Amal.
What's her name? Clooney? Yes,
Amal Clooney.
She was one of them.
Yep, and she and so the ICC, the International Criminal Court, has an arrest warrant against him, and so traditionally, when that has been put out there by the ICC,
Mongolia should have picked him up and arrested him and given him to the ICC.
Pretty much, but in this case, Mongolia and the president has decided against it because Mongolia relies heavily on Russia for energy, oil, electricity, and things like that. They share a border. They don't want to get involved in any issues with Russia, so they've decided.
Sort of can't blame them.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was quite interesting that that Putin's left his country. I knew he'd been to Japan, China, and North Korea in the last 12 months.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Can't see him going too many other places.
No, exactly.
If he steps foot pretty much anywhere else, he will be arrested. So.
Yeah, exactly. But if he goes into Poland or anywhere else, he'll be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Straight away, I'm sure.
So, what was the idea of going to Mongolia anyway? What was he?
Oh, it was that 85th anniversary, celebrating that victory against the Japanese. So they were just.
Right. Sorry. Right.
Yeah.
It's always good when countries celebrate winning a war against, i.e., killing lots of other people in another country. I always think that's a great thing to celebrate.
Yeah, I know. Not. I know it's not nothing to laugh at, and it's not nothing to be celebrating, really.
I don't think it's anything to celebrate. No,
but that's what these countries do.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They're nutbags. And talking about nutbags, Kyle and Jackie O. Seriously. If you know anything about Kyle and Jackie O, have you ever heard their
Try
show?
not to.
It is the most inane
Never.
piece of crap you will ever listen to. I find it hard to believe there are people that dumb out there that listen to this show like ad nauseum. Like they just can't get. I mean, seriously to God, go and get a life and just read a book or something. Because I tell you the thing that really shits me about this. I have heard Kyle in an interview, and I heard him on a podcast quite a while ago now, and he is not a dumb man.
No, I'm confident he isn't. I have heard him, like you said, previously when not on his show, and he came across as someone who does know stuff.
And when you play to the lowest common denominator, it always shits me. I just think you just do so much better than that. And as I say, I've heard him before, and he's just, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the same thing as Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's a nutbag, and nearly everything he says, he knows is a lie. And nearly everything he says he knows is bullshit, but he peddles it because he gets paid a fortune for it.
Yeah, he gets I was going to say eyeballs. No, he gets the earlobes of people because he's on radio.
Well,
He's a shock
eyeballs
jock,
as well.
basically.
And eyeballs as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just, it just shits me. But anyway, the good thing is that the good people of Melbourne have thought that Kyle and Jackie O so absolutely sucks. So nice one of these for them. I think so, definitely. And Kyle and Jackie O have faced a tough reception in Melbourne, I'm very happy to say, with their show receiving a whole 6.1% of the audience share.
Nice and low. I like that.
Yes, I'm very happy about it as well. And the show's reliance on crude humour and shock value, which has long been popular in Sydney, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Sydney, fails to resonate with Melbourne audiences. Yes, we are smarter. I'm sorry, but we are, and so is Brisbane.
Yeah. I'm glad
future
they're not
prospects. Yeah, absolutely. I was reading a few things about that earlier before the show, and there was heaps of Brisbane people going, "Oh, they'll probably try to go. No, we don't want them either."
Yep.
So yeah, it's exactly right. Exactly right. So, despite their struggles, the show producers remain optimistic, though the article cynically questions the sustainability of their success outside of Sydney. Well, I mean, it's the same as bloody Alan Jones and, Brett Fordham, all these just, dick wads, seriously.
Idiots.
Just,
that's what they
just stay up there because we have no time for you. Although we do have to put up with Neil Mitchell. So,
I don't even know what the equivalent is up here in Brisbane because I don't pay attention to any of those local radio shows.
Well, I'm totally the same as you. I don't either, but I was just so happy I had to tell everyone. So happy that they've tanked because they are just such a waste of space. And
they do not need any more airwave time. So
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Next story.
Absolutely, which you're going to tell us about. Which is a 4-year-old boy broke a $3,500 jar. Go for it, Wencee. What's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah, obviously the kid must have thought there were some jelly beans or something in there because he was at a museum in Haifa, which is in thank you for that, in northern Israel, and he, out of curiosity, just wanted to see what was inside the jar, and this 3,500-year-old, like you said, Bronze Age jar, just tipped over and cracked. So I'm just going to give you a quick share or show you the photo. Here you go. You can probably see that there.
Ariel Geller is in a lot of pieces.
Yeah, he did a good job on it. That's for sure.
Yes, he definitely did. He did.
Yes. Yeah, and so the parents were obviously distracted very briefly. It only took seconds, as
we all know.
As we all know, those who've had young kids.
Yep.
You only need to blink and they're already halfway
That's it.
across the room.
Yep.
But yeah, the museum showed no hard feelings. They said, "Oh yeah, we can repair this," which they have, and they've allowed the child and his family back into the museum. So there's the family, mum, dad, and the clan. Yeah.
The 4-year-old's already looking at what else he can break.
Yep. I don't
What
care
else
if it's
is there?
behind a glass jar or glass
That's
cabinet.
it.
I can still.
Let me have a crack.
Yep, I can still do
Yep.
something with this.
Pun intended.
I thought that was quite
Pun
funny.
intended. Absolutely. No, it was funny. It was, but something that is not funny.
When you give blood, you're more than just a blood donor. You're the lifeblood of Australia. Search Give Blood and book your donation with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood today. Give life. Give blood.
The Australia Institute produces high-quality research that has real-world impact, whether it's revealing the $10.3 billion in fossil fuel subsidies provided by federal and state governments last year, or our long-standing research advocating for a federal anti-corruption commission with real teeth. We change minds. To donate, head on over to australiainstitute.org.au.
I'm so indicted, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to go to jail, and I don't like it. I'm so indicted, and I just can't hide it. I know. I am so screwed.
Well, we absolutely hope he is. Another episode of Trump Watch. MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin has outlined the legal challenges that Donald Trump faces this month as he navigates several criminal cases amid his potential re-election campaign. So just a couple of things here. So the New York sentencing one, which has been dubbed the porn star hush money case, which I said before, we probably shouldn't call it that one, because that's not the reason that he's been convicted of 34 felonies. But anyway, as usual, Orangehead has tried to delay the sentencing in the Manhattan criminal case, overseen by Judge Juan Mushan. But the Manhattan DA hasn't opposed this, which is Alvin Bragg. He hasn't opposed it, but it's pending the judge's decision. So we were talking about a September 18th where he might be getting sentenced. Well, we were hoping he might be getting sentenced. That's all a little bit up in the air now. We don't know. We're not sure.
What?
Yes, I know. I'm as.
It's like Christmas for a kid. You just got to wait.
I know.
The 364 days for next Christmas to come. It's like, come on.
I know. And I'd already penciled it in my diary, and I was very pissed off when I had to take it.
I'm glad you penciled it, not in with a Sharpie, because that would have been
right.
messy.
Yeah. Yes, it would have been. It would have been definitely. But anyway, so we're not exactly sure where that's going to go. There's a good chance that it might happen after the election now. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really know why, because it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever. No. But we are not the judge. He's a good judge. I've got not having a crack at the judge, or even the DA. They must know what they're doing, but I don't know why they're doing this. But anyway, I think it's all because they're a little bit spooked with this bullshit immunity decision that came down from the Supreme Court.
Right.
Basically, yeah, and they're all a bit spooked by that, i.e. what can be included in the judge's in the conviction. I think there's information now that maybe can't be included in the case because of that bullshit immunity ruling. Yeah. So I think that's why they're all getting just a little bit antsy on that one. There's a federal election case, the one with Judge Tanya Chutkan, who has a status conference scheduled and she might seek more details before proceeding. That federal case was an election interference case, I believe. I need to get a little bit more information on that one. But the Trump's team is trying to move the New York case to a federal court. Because if he does that,
because then it'll be the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
I guess.
If he can move the New York state case to a federal court, it means if he becomes president, which I honestly don't think he will, but if he does, he would be able to pardon himself in that federal court because it's federal. But because the New York state is a New York state based, he cannot pardon himself on that.
Yeah.
No. So there's no way that they need to move it, and there's no way that he can get them to move it because he's got nothing to do with the White House and he has no power. So
he'll find some way if he was to be the president again. He'll find some way to move it to the feds.
He'll try, but I think it's going to be pretty hard. But anyway, which could delay the sentencing if not summarily rejected. The initial notice was rejected, but Trump's team is reformatting it for resubmission. Basically, this is where we've come down to. If Trump wins the presidency, he could pardon himself in the federal cases, but as I just said, not in the state cases. So the hush money and the Georgia election interference case are state cases, and only the state authorities can grant clemency on that one. But the problem with Georgia is that apparently the governorship and I think the people under the governorship of Georgia, I think there's a whole bunch of Republicans in there. And I think there is an ability where they can throw out a district attorney, i.e. Fani Willis, who's meant to be the prosecutor against about 20 felons, I believe, who interfering in Georgia's. This was all the 11,780 votes thing.
Right.
Okay. Now, there's just been a interview just recently that he gave on Fox News, the Orange Head gave on Fox News, where he just says outwardly, totally outwardly, just says, I can interfere. I'm all right. I can interfere. If they indicted me. I can interfere, but they indicted me. And he's just a nutbag. He's outwardly saying he can interfere and did interfere in the election.
I know, he's just so proud of it, isn't he?
He is, and it's just been going right across the internet at the moment. So now something else we want to spread right across the internet is this lovely little gift I've got. So let me just get this gift out because it's a nice little one. So this is Nick Offerman. And I'm not going to say anything else because he can say the rest. So just give me a second.
Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it should be a bit of fun.
Watch. Hello, my name is Nick Offerman, and I am very enthusiastic to be supporting the presidential campaign of Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz. For obvious reasons, there are a lot of Republicans who are suddenly very Kamala curious. There are all these organizations of Republicans for Kamala, and it's very exciting. Without further ado, let me offer you a song that's from the point of view of one of these Republicans, one of these good citizens who formerly was a little bit blinded by misinformation, who has now found their way to see clear to decency.
He's talking about himself.
When he mocked the disabled and war heroes, I thought, well, that's okay. And when he told us to march on the Capitol, I said, yes, sir, point the way. But the cons and lies, the rapes and rants, all the bullshit laid on thick, got me tired of trying, cause there's no denying Trump and Dick. So I'm proud to be a Kamala man who's quit the GOP. 'Cause I just can't stick with a man convicted of 34 felonies. And it's time to stand up and face the facts after all the scams and tricks. He's a half-assed Putin wannabe. Yes, Trump's dick. Wisconsin.
Don't worry, people, if you can't watch this, this will definitely
Georgia to
link will be in the show notes.
AZ, Michigan and Nevada will swing with our diversity. 'Cause Kamala's got momentum, and that lady, she's no quitter. Plus, she never hid nuclear secrets in the Mar-a-Lago shitter. So I'm proud to be a Kamala man and to sing my sappy hymn. And if he were here, I'd crack a beer with future Vice President Tim. 'Cause they will stand up for democracy and the values we hold dear. Trump and Vance ain't got a chance. Those dicks are weird. Why isn't
Wow.
sharks?
I had no idea that Nick
go.
Offerman was a GOP supporter, a Republican.
No, but I mean, if you're a moderate Republican, say like Liz Cheney or Mitt Romney or, you know, Adam Kinzinger is another Republican. But the GOP is not the old Republican Party. It's been taken over by MAGA nutbags.
Yeah.
So it's not
true.
Republican at all. It's complete bullshit. And these people know it. So, you know, that's why they're out of there type thing.
Yeah.
But,
At least the Bushes and Reagan and all the other previous Republican presidents, at least they mostly adhered to the law and abided by the Constitution and things like that. Whereas Trump just doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything.
Well, that is true. That is very true. And I'll just pop this in. I've started listening to another podcast, a magnificent one. It's called Snafu, and it's all about the weird and wonderful things that have happened throughout the years. And Ed Helms, who is the guy out of The Hangover, and Saturday Night Live, and The Office, the American version, and heaps of other stuff. He is the host of the podcast, a fantastic podcast. Anyway, they were doing a bit on, I think, Reaganomics and different things just recently. And yeah, it's pretty interesting with the things that you were just talking about. And if you listen to the podcast, you'll go, oh, right. Okay. So it went that far back. So
No, it wasn't that far back. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Nick Offerman.
Anyway,
I did enjoy that one.
Yes, it was a cracker. Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. And now I think it's time for
On this day.
Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit.
We're not going back.
No? Oh, okay. Not too far back. 1783. On this day, the Treaty of Paris was signed, officially ending the American Revolutionary War between Great Britain and the United States. Basically, when the US became independent, happened on this day.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, you could pose an argument to say that it's not independent now. You've got a whole bunch of independent states. The US is nowhere near independent.
True.
But anyway,
and the Eiffel Tower, not the Eiffel Tower. I don't know why I keep thinking the Eiffel Tower. Statue of Liberty was presented by French political person Edouard de La Boulaye. Nearly 100 years later, to the US to honor that independence and the friendship with the French.
And that
But yeah.
was Liberté, Fraternité, or something like that.
Yeah, Liberté, Fraternité, and Égalité.
Yes, Égalité. Yes, beautiful.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, straight out of Hamilton. Straight out of Hamilton, that one.
Oh, that's right.
But,
yes.
Yes, I gotta watch that again soon. Seriously, I've watched it a couple of times, but I gotta watch it again. It's so good. 1969, Ho Chi Minh, the leader of North Vietnam, dies.
Didn't realize that was on this day.
Yes, well, that's the same day I was born. So, one in, one out. That's sort of how it works. And I can't remember with Ho Chi Minh. I believe he was a bit of a dictator, wasn't he? I need to check.
I'm not too sure. I don't think he was that bad, but obviously his Saigon was named after him, and a lot of South Vietnamese still revere him a lot.
Yeah, I will. I'll do a little bit of homework on that, I think. I think that's probably some homework for me there. I'll just whack that in there.
Excellent. I'll mark that spot as well in our stream so that we can look back at it later.
Awesome. In 65, Charlie Sheen, Carlos Irwin Estevez was born. Actor, Platoon, 2.5 Men series, and heaps of other stuff. So, Charlie Sheen, Carlos Irwin Estevez. Obviously, his brother, Emilio Estevez, and his dad, Martin Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. Oh, no, Martin Sheen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder what Martin's real name was.
4 years older. Oh, that's a good question. That is a really good question.
Yeah. Obviously, Spanish surname's Estevez. What? Yeah. So cool. Yes, I did know about Charlie Sheen. I didn't mind him until he went bit cray-cray.
Yeah, he did go a little bit cray-cray. I agree. I liked him too until then.
Yeah.
I really did quite like 2.5 Men. That's very funny.
And then he went off the rails. But just quickly, Martin Sheen's birth name is Ramon Gerard Antonio Estevez.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
No wonder he changed his name to Martin Sheen.
Yes, well, it's a bit easier for Hollywood, isn't it? So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, you go.
No, I was going to say, in 1939, the British passenger ship Athenia is sunk by a German submarine in the Atlantic, with 30 Americans among those killed. American Secretary of State Cordell Hull warns Americans to avoid travel to Europe unless absolutely necessary. Well, if you bastards joined the war at the same time, it would have been okay. Took you another 2.5 years or something to get in.
Yeah, so, pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, on this day in the same year, related to World War II, Britain and France actually declared war on Germany. Poland was invaded by Adolf, as we all know, a few days before, 1st of September. And on this day in 1939, Britain and France got in there.
Did you know, I found out the other day, watching a fantastic show on the SBS, been watching a lot of SBS lately, really just love that channel. So good. So many good series on it. Anyway, Great Australian Walks. And I was watching the show, and they were out at Point Nepean in the Mornington Peninsula, and out there they've got all these old sort of gun huts and different sort of tunnels, etc. that were there from World War II and before, I believe. Definitely World War II, but I'm not sure about before. But what I do know, which I found absolutely fascinating because I did not know this, the first shot fired in okay, I can't remember if it was World War I or World War II, but in one of the wars, the first shot ever fired was from Point Nepean.
Really?
Yeah, and it was. I know, me neither. And it was a cannon that was shooting at a German ship that was just about to leave the shores of Australia because war had just been declared.
Did the Germans get confused with Austria?
Yeah,
they thought they were in the.
I do not know. I do
weird.
not know. But I found that absolutely like you did. I found that really, really fascinating.
Yeah. On this day in 1984, the Space Shuttle Discovery was in orbit on its very first mission, sending out 3 satellites, one for Canada's telco, Telesat, the SB4 for small business systems, and one for the US Navy called the LearSat-2. That mission lasted 6 days. It traveled 97 times around the Earth in those 6 days, and traveled a distance of just over 4 million kilometers during those 6 days.
My God, what year was that?
1984.
Wow,
So,
1984. Wow.
Yeah. So did
That's
quite
cool.
a lot of yeah. I've got a few one more space related one, but you go first.
Oh, okay. I've got a really, really quick one here, and and then you go again, and then we might jump into what's on the box. So, 1875, Ferdinand Porsche, automotive engineer, designer of the Volkswagen. In 1934, and the Porsche sports car in 1950 was born. Nice. 1875. I don't know when he died, but he was born in 1875.
Yeah, cool. My other space-related one is 1976. NASA's Viking 2 lands on Mars at Utopia Planitia.
What is that?
That is somewhere on planet Mars. I do have some photos that's got to share. Where did you go? Yeah. Just some of the images that it took. So this was the very first image of Mars that the Viking 2 took. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner one of its lander legs or pads, and taking photos of the Martian surface. There's one of the skyline. I'll have this on the show notes so you can see it clearly.
And how long ago was this?
1976.
Wow, they're amazing photos for 50 years ago.
Exactly. Now, they didn't have color cameras back in the day. They took various photos with different filters, colored filters, and then they'd join them together to make color photos. But so there's a few photos. But yes, that happened today.
Very, very cool. Yeah, no, lots of stuff happening today, definitely. And lots of stuff all happening on the show, so we need to crack on.
Oh, hang on. I forgot to put you back into the shot. Let's play that sound again. Oh, hang on. Did you do it at the same time?
Novel Ray from the Australia Institute. I'm listening to the new Blurt with Wencee and the Kegsta, and you should be too. It's on Tuesday nights, live from around 8 p.m.
Hey there, get this crazy man off the streets!
But lately I've been
drifting. Like riding a horse when that sound comes on.
Oh my God. Will you stop changing channels and just tell me what's on the box?
Absolutely. Do tell us what's on the box, Wencee.
Okay. I am going to chat about a show that we are all obsessed with in this household. It's a show called Psych. It's on Netflix. It's 8 seasons long. We're up to season 7. And when we had our visitor Kwan a few months ago, we actually started the series all over again so he could catch up on it. So we've seen the first,
Right.
I think, 3 seasons twice,
And
and I think one of
how
my kids.
old? How old is this? How old is
This series?
series?
It's an old series. It started in 2006 and finished in 2014. The first couple seasons, when you watch it, it feels like you're watching something out of the 80s because the quality of the images is quite pixelated or grainy. Not
Yeah,
pixelated,
it's
but
not.
grainy.
It's not as high quality as what you get now.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it wouldn't be 4K, would it? So
No.
Right.
Not that I possibly, but not what was shown on TV back in the day.
yeah,
It must have been a massive show and a hit in America because they're still doing conventions and things like that for the fans of the show, where they travel around America celebrating the series.
Wow.
And I don't ever remember hearing about this until when we heard about it a few months ago on Netflix and gave it a crack. If you do watch it, you've got to get through the first 2 episodes, which is the pilot. Sets up the scene. So Psych is basically the main character, Sean, is a psychic detective, but no one believes that he is. And so let me just give you a quick recap or trailer.
Yeah. Yes, that could be good.
All right, here we go. Is that playing?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. It's having technical difficulties here. Let me just redo that one. I think it's lost. Okay, let's get that one back. Just bear with me a moment. Here we go. All right, here we go. No, doesn't want to play ball.
No, it's not very happy, is it?
No, let me do that one more time because I did interrupt it. I won't touch it.
No problems. Let's see where we get to.
Yeah. Gotta love tech.
DVD, USA's Next Brilliant Detective.
You're rooting through the trash? Oh my God. What? This CD case is totally nice.
Psych.
Everything's gonna be okay. I'm a psychic.
He's not really a psychic.
Don't eat the chicken.
But he plays one for the police.
Let's call the cops. No. At headquarters, I suddenly and miraculously have a vision. What am I seeing? 831. On Highway 138. Exactly. In the spirit world, things get jumbled and out of sequence. You named your fake detective agency Psych? Why didn't you just call it, hey, we're fooling you and the police department. Hope we don't make a mistake and someone dies because of it. Perhaps that name is entirely too long. It would never fit on the window.
The best new fake psychic, buddy detective, mystery, original series, Psych.
Dude, I can't believe we did this. This is unbelievable. What?
So
I love it. I love it. It's got that. I love it. It's got that background of this season coming now, right now. It's going to be fantastic. Listen to the side. I love it when you get that. You know, it's just
the voiceover guy.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah, so you've got some big stars. Dule Hill, who's Gus. He was one of the main characters in West Wing. And I think he was playing that before this show was on, and then must have finished during this series. James Roday Rodriguez is the main character, Sean, and it goes through. It's a comedy, and
do they actually solve stuff, or is it just a comedy?
All the time. So it's really quite funny that. In the early seasons, they do flashbacks at the beginning of each episode of Gus and Sean, the 2 main characters, as they were kids. Who Sean's dad was a detective, but Sean I think, and we've come to the same conclusion in this household, Sean is ADHD, Gus is autistic. And so, so you see all these, just the traits and the things that they say, and things like that. So,
and this is back in the 2000s, is that right?
Yeah, early 2000s. It's quite funny. In the early episodes, series or seasons, there are some very minor hints of misogynistic comments that they make.
Yeah.
But you look at 20 years ago, that was sort of quite normal and common at the time.
Yeah.
It's nothing bad, but you just go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We don't say that anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, it's funny you say that. I was listening to a potty a couple of days ago, and it was one of the ones I was talking about on the show, actually, when we did Do Yourself a Favour, which was the Get This potty for 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I realised there's two versions of this potty, and one version I like, but the other version I don't like. And the other version has a lot of, sort of very, they use the word, gay quite a bit. And in the sort of way that it was used in the vernacular, say 16, 17 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that it sort of hits you quite hard in the face when it is when you, but just the way it's used and also just some other stuff that seems a bit misogynistic as well. And it's interesting when you go back and just go, really? But we have learned, believe me. There is learning. There is learning.
I'll just quickly show you the Psych intro.
Yes.
This theme song is played, and my kids just know it all off the heart. But you'll see some of the theme.
Obscurity. I'm not inclined to resign to maturity.
So they go on adventures, solving crime. It's based in Santa Barbara. It's based in Santa Barbara. Oh, it's hilarious.
It looks fun. It looks really fun.
They fool the police. You do wonder how did it last 8 seasons, but we're up to halfway through season 7, and we're still engaged and laughing, worried about all the characters. There's 2 cops that they deal with, Lassiter, who's the main policeman, and Juliet O'Hara, who's the main policewoman in the show. And yeah, sorry, I just removed you by accident from the show.
That's all right, I'm back. It's all good.
Yep, you're back. So hilarious. What we didn't realize when we started watching it is the series finished in 2014.
Right.
But 3 years later, in 2017, they released Psych the movie. And then another year or 2 later, Psych 2, and they've made a third. Apparently, there's a Psych 4 movie coming out in the near distant future. It was supposed to be released 2 years ago, but hasn't. So I think it's still in production.
And have you watched all the movies now too?
No, we're not watching the movies until we finish the series.
Okay.
And then we'll get onto the movies. So
wow, you've got some viewing ahead of you.
we do. And the episodes, 16 episodes per season, 1 to 7, 11 episodes in season 8, and they roughly go for about 40 to 45 minutes each.
Nice,
so you do the math.
Nice.
We've done a lot of TV watching.
Yes, it does sound like it. And that's Netflix, yeah?
Netflix, correct.
And Blurtstars, how many Blurtstars?
I think this might be my record. I'm going to give it a 4.9.
Wow, is that good?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It is just hilarious.
I have listened to many of your suggestions on Do Yourself a Favour, and I have watched quite a few of your suggestions on What's on the Box. And Bodkin was sensational. Absolutely love Bodkin.
Oh, you finished it?
Yes, it was sensational. I loved it. That was just awesome. So if Psych's anywhere near, I know it's nothing like, but if it's anywhere near as good as Bodkin, I'm sure we'll be very happy. So
yeah, like I said, push through the first two
or three,
episodes, which is the pilot. Yeah, as you know, most pilots lay the groundwork, but they're not. The shows that, the script isn't polished.
I've always said you've got to get through. You got to get through your first 2 or 3 episodes. I mean, we've done this on quite a few things that we've gone. Oh, I don't know. You get to the 4th episode and then it starts getting good.
Yeah,
so,
because the first 2 is a 2-parter pilot. That's why you've got to get through those 2. But like you said, 3rd and 4th one, you get the I won't say more, but definitely watch it.
No, absolutely. Oh no, it sounds amazing. Sounds awesome, Wencee. So that's awesome. That's a great one. I've got 2 here. That I'm going to be quite quick with both, but both completely different. 100% different to what you were just talking about, and 100% different to themselves. So the one that I want to talk about is The Assembly. It's on the ABC. It follows a group of autistic journalists. They navigate the world of news reporting, and the show explores their experience and the insights on how they, tell their stories in their own sort of way with their diverse viewpoints, etc. And it's a really fantastic show. It's one where I involuntarily always have a tear, just because I love it when sort of minority groups are sort of taken under the wing a little bit, mentored by people that can help, and they really just get so much out of it. And you can see how much they're getting out of it and how much fun and what they're learning. And who
are they being mentored by?
Elise Sales.
Yeah, legend.
She is an absolute legend. And it's just an incredible show. And I'm just going to give you just a tiny taste of what it's about. And all these people, all these journalists, all want to be journalists in the future. And this is the first time this has happened ever in Australia, maybe even in the world. I'm not sure, but definitely in Australia. So it's a bit of a groundbreaking show, and I'm very, very happy to show this little bit. So just bear with me, I'll get it all set up.
Hi, everybody.
This is your seat,
Good
Sam.
to see you. Welcome. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was terrified coming into this, and I'm terrified now. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to watch myself.
You've said that you're more scared of retirement than dying. Can you tell us more about that?
Retirement's far scarier, not doing anything, A lot of people are forced to play golf,
When you have to terrify in a movie, what are you thinking about?
When I look terrified in a movie?
Yeah.
That was a good answer. That was a great question.
That was just a question that just absolutely floored me.
What are your highest hopes for your descendants?
My highest hopes for my descendants?
Very bright man, that one. Very bright.
There were times I was sort of more moved than I can really express.
What is the best lesson you learned from your parents?
I don't know why that question has moved me so much, but...
Look like you're about to cry. Actually, I got a tissue in my pocket if you need it.
I have never done anything like this before in my life. It was a totally novel experience. Okay, I'll dry my eyes and thank you. I loved them giving some acting a go. That was great fun.
We would like to recreate your very first play, A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Wow, I really enjoyed myself. They were terrific. I have no idea if I was any good.
I don't think we should have any scary things in it.
Puck transforms Bottom's head into that of a donkey.
La 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 la. Barry, come here.
And you know what? When you see people acting and enjoying themselves, so our story concludes. That's the best time of all. In love with the ass-headed Bottom. Thanks for having me, guys.
You are welcome.
And Simon says big smiles. That's it. Thank you.
I had a fun afternoon.
And some of the other guests, Hamish Blake and Albo. Albo comes on as well. So
yeah.
Hamish Blake was pretty amazing as well.
Yeah, he got on well with them, and he's always funny. It doesn't matter what setting he's in, and but he can also be serious at the same time and give.
He's very warm too. Yeah, he's super warm, super warm. Now, I want to just get on with this one, and we'll wrap up the show. But this one is a roller coaster. It's an absolute. This is a beauty. This is a must see. You've really got to see this movie. Okay. And just warning to anyone that does go and see the movie, there's lots of drug taking, lots of drugs, lots of swearing. But also, there's lots of Gaelic speaking, so there'll be heaps of times you won't understand anything. But you're very lucky because there's subtitles all the time.
Oh, thank God for that.
So that's all right. But it's a cracker of a movie. It's a gritty, darkly humorous film that follows a Belfast rap group Kneecap's rise to amidst the city's political tension. The movie skillfully blends sharp comedy and realism to depict the band's journey to fame. Now, the thing we found out about this, which we didn't know, which was really interesting, is that the actual band is in the film. So they did their own acting. So it's, I mean, obviously you're not seeing every single, thing of them. They got to hold a little bit back, sort of thing, but they're not holding a lot back, believe me.
Wow.
But anyway, as I was saying before, they're exploring deeper themes of youth, identity, and politics in their language. And the whole idea of this film is showcasing, I think, Belfast's only rap and Gaelic Irish rap band. Apparently, there's 26,000 people, I believe, in North Ireland that can speak the Gaelic Irish. And there was only 3,000 in the area they were in or something. But anyway, it's a minority. It's a real minority, and it's like in Australia there used to be 250 Indigenous languages, and now there's only 40 or 50 or something. So really need to save the Gaelic language and all the Indigenous languages. That's what this is all about. The band consists of Mo Chara, Moglai Bap, and DJ Provi. As I say, they're known for the bilingual Irish-English lyrics, etc., etc. It's an incredible movie. I will tell you straight out, I will give it 5 stars. I thought that 5 Blurtstars. Wow. I thought that as soon as I saw it, I wanted to see it again. It's just such a roller coaster. You're just absorbed. As soon as you sit down, you're just in. There is no getting off this roller coaster, and it's just awesome. It's so good. Anyway, no more chatting from me, and I'll play the trailer.
Tell me something about you. Something you've never told anyone else.
I'm a rapper. There are 80,000 native Irish speakers in Ireland.
Ní fuck. I Chilgantanga ach la náisiún.
3 of us have become rappers.
You might know the words, but you don't understand the language.
Swings you for a horse from Kyo. There's a go studio again. What? Because rent beats.
Can you like?
Well, you hear Abbey Roadie? Abbey what?
Marcus Shawboys and Roland 808.
Jaras yr argyr bi as rhyw like for Kyoto if we like Grimmer when she's Blurtstars bin the darry see on hip hop. Could you on your?
Do I look like I want to read subtitles? Here, dog, tree.
Instead of this, here's the knock at the door before the knock at the door. Him and his wee pals' music. It's drawn attention from all the wrong places.
Nothing but a HOOD, low-life scum.
We'll end up face down in an alley.
You have a life, a career, a future. Remember, I can take it all away from you like that.
Special delivery. Aye. No more music.
Every day I am not captured is a psychological victory against the occupiers.
Kneecap, so-called Irish language rappers promoting antisocial behaviour and violence.
Stay what's the talk of? Enough time, Mrs. Sister.
I never want to see you again.
I never want to see you again.
Well, look who it is. Bone Thugs and No Harmony.
But those hoots have to say this city doesn't need to be hearing.
He's here asserting his right to speak Irish.
A Belfast band has been criticised for chanting anti-British slogans.
Gach focal Gaelic literature. She pillar, a skelter or some search in the heron. Or a spellier should have been.
Why don't you just speak the Queen's English? Well, come on, let's go. Men kan just hear the fucking kringle Dr. Drainer out again.
Fascinating.
It is.
I love movies like that. It's just so out of left field, just not Hollywood. It's just so different. Love it.
It is. You will love it. I'm dying to see it again. In fact, I think Ness went to see it again tonight.
And you were stuck here doing the podcast.
Exactly right.
You do the short straw.
Yeah, I did. She went with a few friends of hers that she was pretty sure would want to see it, and yeah, I can't wait to see it again. It's such. I just think about it, and it just fills me with joy.
And where can you see it now? Because it's only showing at cinemas.
Great question. No, you can see it at the Nova in Melbourne, and I'm pretty sure that you can see it in quite a few other places. I'd have to do a quick Google.
Dendy, Palace Cinemas, and possibly Village in Melbourne is what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely the Palace Cinemas. Yeah, spot on there.
Just quickly having a look to see if it's available here in Vegas, because it doesn't look like it. Damn. Oh no, maybe. Yes, it is in Brisbane at Palace in James Street. So anyone here in Brisbane, it is on this week.
Yes. I personally think it's going to absolutely take the world by storm because it's only really was just released in the Melbourne International Film Festival.
Right.
So, and it's just come from the different other film festivals. Yeah, so and they've got an album too. The album's called Fine Art, and it was in 2024. I was listening to it a little bit the other day when I was at work, and I can only listen to it, but I can't listen to it for too long. It's just a little bit too thuddy at the time when I'm trying to use my brain and
focus on
work.
work.
Yeah, it's a little bit thuddy. But it was pretty cool, very cool. The other thing I was going to say was, the reason they're called Kneecap is because that's what the IRA did a lot of.
Right.
So that's where the band's name comes from. But I won't say any more than that because it's just the movie's just so awesome, and I don't want to spoil it. I mean, I've sort of said a couple of things to spoil it slightly, but not a lot. So anyway, 5 stars, absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
And
highest rating ever, I think, on this show. 5 out of 5.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. No, there is no room to move on that one. It's just absolutely awesome. And Assembly probably give it about 4.3, 4.4. Very, very good show.
Yep. I'm enjoying that one too.
Yeah, no, absolute cracker. So, look, I think that's your lot, people, tonight. And next time we do the show, we're probably going to have a little bit of hiatus for a couple of weeks because Wencee's in Thailand. He needs to get himself sorted. So
we need to find our feet when we land, see where we land home-wise in Chiang Mai. So this is where I'll be for anyone watching. There's my T-shirt, says Chiang Mai. That's where we'll be.
Over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Up near Burma.
I remember that. So just anyone that does like to tune in live, there will be no show next week. There will be a potty, though. You will be able to get the potty. The potty will probably be out by, I don't know. Will the potty be out by Wednesday, do you think? Wednesday, Thursday, maybe?
Possibly. I will see if I can get it ready before I leave, but I'm not going to promise.
No, that's fine. No, I get that. So the potty will probably be a little bit late as well. Our newest potty has just dropped, which is Green with Envy or Orange or Purple.
Purple Pride.
Purple with Hope. Yeah, Purple with Hope. Something similar to that. So you're more than welcome to start downloading that one. And I don't think there's a lot more to say apart from bon voyage, my wonderful friend. And I will see you in Thailand over the Ethernet waves very soon.
Yep. Hopefully with stable internet somewhere.
Yes, that would definitely be a benefit to the show.
Bonus,
no doubt about
for
it.
Sure.
No doubt about it. All right, buddy. I'll see you soon. Look after yourself.
Right. See everyone and see you in Thailand.
Bye, mate.
Bye.